In this demonstration, I will show you how to modify an annual maximum limit on a deduction code. For my example, I will increase my 401k deduction codes by $500. My first step is to locate the codes in Setup. So if you'll go to Setup, Payroll, Earnings and Deduction Codes. From here, I have brought my 401k code information on the screen. On the Employee tab is where I will find the annual maximum amount. From here, I'll increase it to $18,500. And if you have a change for the employer portion, that is found on the Employer tab in the Annual Maximum field. I'm not going to change that field in my example. My next code is my 401k flat amount. I will repeat these steps. So on the Employee tab, update the annual maximum, and save. For this change, the code assigned going forward will have these new figures, but for employees who already have the codes assigned to them, they will need to be updated to reflect these new amounts. My next step will be to go into Setup and Payroll and update my common deduction limits. So if you are using common deduction limits on some codes that you are increasing or decreasing maximum amounts, you'll want to update them here. So in Setup, Payroll, Common Deduction Limits, I've brought my 401k deduction limit up. You can see that my change from the setup has updated in the grid, but I need to change it in this annual maximum field here. So where my 18,000 is, I'm going to change it to 18,500. My employer portion stays the same. And hit save. The next step is to go ahead and update the code for any employees with the existing deduction code. This process is found in Payroll and under Tasks, Update Earnings Deductions. Now before you run any process in this section, you should consider a backup because you can make very large amounts of changes in this process. Once you have processed your backup, my first change will be on my 401k percent code. From here, bring up your deduction code, fill out any parameters in the section below. In this bottom section, I will set the change. So I'm going to do annual max, replace. I'm not matching the current value. However, if you have your 401k and catch-up combined in the limit, you may consider matching amounts for two different groups of employees. So you might have some with no catch-up maximum increase, and you may have some with the increase. So just consider that if you don't want to change everybody to this amount, you may want to match their current amounts and increase them accordingly. In my case, I don't have the catch-up contribution as part of my total, so I'm simply going to do a replace and add the new value in this last field here. So once my parameters in this top section are completed and my parameters in the grid here are completed, all I need to do is hit update. From there, you'll get a results report and you can see everybody who has been updated. That's the process.